Hi, I'm Jen Heape. I'm co-founder and CCO of Vixen Labs. I'm here at Voice Summit 22. I'm here with Rupal Patel. Would you like to introduce yourself, Rupal?
Thank you, Jen. Yes, my name is Rupal Patel. I'm the founder of VocaliD, which is now a Veritone company, and I'm a VP of Voice and Accessibility there. VocaliD, we created synthetic voices that had personality, and so I'm continuing to do some of that work with Veritone now. And as well, the accessibility angle is around using those voices for people who have to use devices to talk, and then more generally thinking about accessibility for people who may not be using synthetic voice today because it didn't really fit their personalities or fit the use cases, and broadening that as well.
Okay, you gave an amazing talk yesterday
Thank you.
about voice prosthetics, as you mentioned there, for people who've lost their voice.
Yes.
Please tell us a bit more about that, because it was fascinating.
Yeah, so a voice prosthetic, there are other kinds of voice prostheses in terms of more physical and mechanical methods of speech production when someone can't speak due to an illness. And instead now, like leveraging AI, what we can do is rather people can bank their voice ahead of time so that we can recreate their voice so that they can use it on a mobile phone or a dedicated device. Or if people are born with conditions where they couldn't speak from birth, we crowdsource people like you and I, we share our voices so that we can then sort of almost upcycle and combine voices together for people so that they can have devices that sound more like them or extension of them rather than just sounding like, a machine that speaks on their behalf.
Yes, this voice bank that you've created,
Yes.
that's amazing. How many voices now are actually included in that?
So it's been, since 2015, really, 2014, 2015 is when we launched the Human Voice Bank initiative. And initially we thought, a few hundred people would maybe sign up to donate, 5 to 7 hours of speech, right? What ended up being is this movement of people understanding that, wow, I can do something so special for someone by just recording my voice. And then those recordings could be turned into a prosthesis for someone who couldn't speak. And so now we've got around 95,000 people from around the world.
Amazing.
Yeah, from 120 countries. It's all in English right now, and we hope that we can eventually kind of turn it into other languages as well. The idea is really kids from 6 years old all the way to people that are 91, because to make a voice for someone, to sort of recycle or upcycle this voice, we actually have to find people of similar voice, similar age, and similar even height, because your voice changes with your height. Accents and things like
really?
that.
I never thought about height.
Yeah.
I asked a question yesterday about age, but I never thought height might be something that would be.
So height obviously correlated with age, right? But like think about little kids have really high-pitched voices, right? Women have more higher-pitched voices than men do. And a lot of that is the length of your vocal tract as well as the mass of the vocal folds. And so there's a lot of sort of physiological changes in voice. Plus our voices are constantly changing. So my voice today at this age versus 10 years from now, as we go through menopause, women, I mean, our voice changes then. For boys, really, the biggest change in voice is when they go from being little kids, little boys, to men, right? That voice change that we hear in men. And so, like, there's a lot of physiological changes in voice, and also that's sort of signals changes in one's identity as well.
And this idea of identity,
yes,
I think that's really, really interesting. A homogenization of the voices perhaps that we hear through voice devices so far, especially in smart assistants and so on and so forth. We've heard from the Veritone family a lot about synthetic voice and actually the ability to create, to create different unique voices, also in different languages. There you were talking about that as well.
Yeah.
But I love this idea of this bank, of having this repository to show the true diversity of the voices that are out there, and hopefully taking that forward to actually really help represent that in the voice devices and the voice experiences that we have in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, it was in the name of VocaliD, right? Vocal identity. And voice is identity, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why we were collecting all these voices for the Human Voice Bank initiative to share for the accessibility angle. Now, I just want to make sure that your audience understands that those banked voices for people who can't speak are not being used for commercial use cases. For commercial use cases, we're working with voice actors. And again, so it's really important for us to be thinking about what are the commercial use cases. But like you said, up until now, we've heard very similar, homogeneic voices on radio, on TV, and things of that sort. Make sure that the products and services that we are deploying around the world, right, actually have that uniqueness as well.
Exactly, 100%. It's absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much, Rupal, for chatting with us. I can't wait to see what else happens with VocaliD. Now it's part of the Veritone family and the voice bank. I will be donating mine.
Oh, fantastic.
Absolutely.
I'm so
If you
glad.
need more British accents, I'm not sure whether you do.
We do. We
But
do.
thank you so much. That's fantastic.
Thank you so much.